Okay, 1901. Good luck. We've played before and I lost that one. 5,000 games for opponent. Okay. We can do the reverse Sicilian. We can match the English. I'll do the reverse Sicilian this one. Just that little bit of variety. I think bishop's a move here. Trade, I might be wrong. No, let's just go steady does it in castle. Okay, knight up threatens a check. I'm just trying to get developed, even if I drop my knight back over. Let's take. I see, as long as my knight's got some sort of bailout square, that's what matters. So, up, down, back, take. That's no good. Yeah, let's go here and just drop the knight back if he kicks it. I'm trying to challenge for the center. And then eventually, obviously, I'll have to bring the knight back to the other side. Let's get my bishop developed here. We're playing this silly fast for a rapid game. Should not be playing it this quick for a 10-minute rapid game. So here, down. Does he want to do that? I guess I can jump forward if he does. Let's see if he does that. How attacking does he want to be? He does. So he's going to play f4 and I'll probably jump in. Okay, he's played knight over first. So here, I don't think does anything. So do I need an early knight up here? Lose a pawn? Maybe. I think I'll bring the knight back first, but he's going to try and... Well, I can see he's going to try and attack. He doesn't. Although he's going to try and trap the bishop, so... The normal rule is you should take in towards the centre. That's probably the move I should play, but... Do I take with the pawn here? Because this is likely to come, but it just feels wrong, doesn't it? It opens up my king's defences too much, so... How do I get forward now? I'm going to charge this pawn setup, I think. See if he launches one. He does. He does indeed. Okay, let's get the knight out the way. Very much on the back foot here. I've got the option to go up and then up and try and open it up. I could take, I guess, and just see if we can open a file somewhere for some activity, but not easy. But yeah, the game I've lost before, it could have been in any time control. It might well have been in rapid. But you see, it's either rapid or blitz because that's all the opponent has played. And lots in both of them. Lots in both. So do I launch one now? If he takes, I can take. I don't see any reason not to. I'm just going to launch the pawn. I've got to try and get some activity, not be too defensive, which I kind of am right now. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we're just trying to get our pieces into the game. Get a little bit of space in the opponent's half if possible. Now that invites me forward. Knight down, rook up. Then the knight's getting stuck if he comes forward, isn't it? So I think I'm going to push forward there. Because if he comes in, he's not getting back out. And that's what he's done. So do I go up one or two? Maybe just one. If he takes, I can take back, but he's not getting out. I can drop the knight back and charge the knight, I guess. I could go forward and invite a trade, even giving up a pawn to get rid of his defending bishop, but I don't have a light squared bishop myself, so nothing's easy here. Take, something takes, or knight back. I don't want him taking this pawn, do I? Oh, that looks really bad. So I'm going to take here. But it means if he goes with a queen, I can't take back here now. So, oh, hold on, I've won this. I missed that. I better play queen up here, let him take here. Then maybe knight back here. I've gone wrong this one. I might play knight forward then and invite this and just threaten to get forward if he doesn't capture. I've got to do something. I've messed this game up. We've really messed this one up. He can just take and create an outside pawn which he can guard, so no reason not to unless he's going to blast here. But I'm going to have to just try and get forward, I think, and take some serious risks now. I think that's what oh, he's not going to do that. He's going to go there. Okay. Well, I'm still going to go knight forward then. See if he gives up that defending bishop. I don't think he will, but he could. Otherwise, we've got knight across him potentially to come back. Okay, he hasn't. But now I can take, right? What's his idea there? He might be trying to win the centre pawn, but I'm quite happy with that. It gets rid of that danger pawn. mean, it's still not good for me here. Okay, he doesn't do that. I want rid of that defending bishop. That's why I'm taking a little bit of risks here. So have I got bishop up here to deal with this then? If he takes, I take here, right? Queen up might be a move. Knight up might be a move. Takes. Don't really like that though. So if takes, is there any trick? I don't see it. So queen up. Queen down must be good for opponent. There's not really anything here, is there? So then you look at taking a risk. Like, what about pawn up? And then knight forward. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and launch one on the other side of the board. I can't keep this pawn, so he has now gone for it. Okay, so again, any tricks? I don't see them. So I'm just looking at bishop up. I've got to get out of the firing line so I can move my knight if he launches. He could just grab another pawn. Pawn for pawn, then he's got another protected, another passed pawn here. I've played a shocker here, haven't I? So check. He can just block. Yeah, this game is about as bad as you can play a game. I'm going to try and get rid of that bishop. You've played it rather impressively, only rather impressively. I've got a potential check if he takes, because then he can't block. But he's still guarding his pawn. So I can queen check and maybe rook across. He's gone for that one, so I can still check here though. And take. So can I just take first? And if rook takes, check. I think I can do that. So I think I can grab a pawn here, right? But am I missing a trick like rook across? I am. Rook across and I can't guard my bishop, so it's no good. So if I take here, he plays rook across first. So I've got to check first and then take. I don't think he'll take here, but he could. But yeah, not been a very good game, this one. Not a very good game at all. I'm going to have to retreat my bishop now, aren't I? And then I've got no real attack. Maybe I can sack a pawn to get the queen across, but I don't see an actual follow-up attack. I don't see it. Oh, hold on. Here, takes, there would be queen behind, but his knight now guards. So I could play a bishop here to hit the rook, but I don't see any benefit to that. I mean, do I have to sack? Queen takes, that's bad. There's nothing, is there? I'm going to have to drop back, I think, and then maybe bishop here. It's just over. Just play a knight down. It's just finished. Rook across check wins on the spot, so rook across is not a move. Queen trade is not a move, so I'll just play across here, triple the pawns. We have no compensation whatsoever here. Rook forward and try and threaten a check, but what does it really achieve? I've given up on this game, as you can tell. I've just completely given up here. I've completely given up on this one. So rook forward now allows check up and check. Oh, that's covered by my queen, isn't it? So I'll just play it then. I'm not going to think this one now. I'm just going to play quick moves. But if he checks and takes, my queen actually covers. So I'm just trying to threaten a check to flush his king forward a little bit, but I don't see the actual serious attack. Take, check, here, check or check. Actually, no, he can't take now again because it's covered, isn't it? This is just one of them games that you just want to get over with and get on with the next one. So he's gone for the check. So he's 3 moves off the new queen. He just has to keep his king safe. That's all he has to watch out for. Check here. I don't have check here, that's covered. So check here. And what does he do? Just run back maybe? Let's just see how he plays it. He's just got to get his king safe. Or maybe he goes here. Check back. Check here. Check here. Check here. Oh, then I've got check there. So I'll check and he has to come this way surely. Now I've got rook here potentially. No, I've got to give a check first. I've got to give a check first. Yeah, but now I think I've got rook here to hit the pawn and to threaten to pin. I could go here and hit the pawn. But I like the idea of going here to hit the pawn and threaten to actually pin. Rook across, I guess I'll have to then come back. Maybe I've got a check in the corner as well. But that allows his king to get safe-ish, I think. Yeah. That pawn, I think, is likely to settle the game. If we get rid of that pawn, maybe you can fight on, but it's still much better for white, as long as that king's not getting checkmated. So what does he do? Queen down. I'll have to get out of the way with a check, but then I can't defend this. I'll check here. That's what he's gone for. So I'm going to have to check, but you just go back. So is that possible to guard? Check here would be fine. I'm going to have to throw the check in. So at least he can't go here. He could go here, but if he goes here, rook check, here I can come around the back. So I think he has to go this side or block. Yeah, maybe just block with your rook actually. It looks perfectly fine, doesn't it? It does. And maybe queen up to guard this. And then a double hit to the pawn. So he's blocked with a queen. So I've actually got a chance to take and grab the pawn. Now, can I salvage that is a question. So here is also a move. Check, but then he can go back. So I can trade the pawn off now. Or I can check here. And he can't block. And he's not threatening this pawn now. So I'm okay to check here and just collect, aren't I? And keep the queen on. Check, back, and try and keep the queen on the board. It might be a mistake not trading the queen, of course, but... Okay. I'm going to take it now and trust I can guard. But the key pawn is gone. He's still better for white. Still better for white. But if I can just somehow get around the back with the queen. I don't again actually see how, but just chase that open king. Yeah, he's just come straight forward. So if I go here, he doesn't have any direct check against me, and I'm threatening a check here, right? So what else has he got? Let's threaten a check with a queen this time. Can we flush that king out? Can we flush the king out? And again, if he gets attacks against my pawn, I've always got to bear in mind, can I ever get back to guard? If his king gets on a safe square and I can't guard it, it's finished. So that move puts a lot of pressure on. Check here. I don't see it, but let's just figure it out when it's our move. We're up a minute on the clock. We have to use our time at some point. But now if I get the queen off the board, it's still worse for us, of course. 3 against 2, and they're all nicely positioned. A bit defendable. Here, I could throw in a check here. Still guard my pawn. But check. Up. Check across. Check. Not easy, not easy. Let's get the cursor off the board so there's no accidental slips. I wonder if he's looking at some sort of spectacular sacrifice here. Take, check, and he hits my rook, doesn't he? That might be what he's looking at. Well, he didn't take, he hit the queen though. So I'm going to have to check, aren't I? I've got to get out of the way, but... Yeah, rook takes might have been a move there, but no, I guess I would have queen checked and then taken. But it's whether he could get in with a mate. I don't think so. So he's probably calculated this out. But check here. It's all I can play, isn't it? It's all I can play. I've still got queen back to guard the pawn on this square. That's my only realistic move, but could I get the outside pawn and guard? Where does this king go now? Here, I can check here. And he has to guard his queen. Okay, so I can actually check here now. And if he comes forward, I can grab a pawn, and he can't step forward. So is this actually winning now? Has he blundered it? He can't step back. If he blocks with a queen, I simply take, and if he steps forward here, it's over. I think he's blundered it. I think he's either blundered it, or I've had a very good attack and I didn't realise it. But I think he has to give up the queen for the rook. But maybe it's still a theoretical draw. Okay, don't I just take? That's just checkmate, isn't it? The king can't step forward. Wow. How the heck have we won this one? How the heck have we won that one? Very, very, very tough game. Very tough game. It felt like I was worse there, and we've just got a bit lucky because his king ultimately wasn't that safe. Let's just see what it was in engine language there, just to see if it was busted or not. So I pause so I don't accidentally start another game. Then go back to the game. Our opponent's probably already running this through, so we'll just see how it turns out. So at the very end there, yeah, we've got an advantage just for a few moves, but it's level, yeah, completely worse. I knew I was struggling. -4, and it's just blundered. In this position, he's just blundered. Yeah, king's gone onto the wrong square, and it's just blundered. But not a very good quality game at all, was it? Not very good from a quality point of view, up and down. Well, basically down, weren't I? Not very good quality play at all. Well, that's just chess, though. So it's a case of the last blunder loses this one. But these figures are not going to look very good for either of us at the end of this one. Okay, it should be done soon. You can see it's just the last little bit it's doing there, but he's basically outplayed us the whole entire game. There's been a little blip here. We're +2 better in this position, and I should have played f5 there. The servers could be busy doing lots of these reviews for lots of players, so sometimes it just takes a little bit longer than other, but I expect that's going to be something straight up there. Yes, we've just been completely outplayed out of the opening. Messed the opening up. What was it? Not something I play very often, this. Just trying to get castle, and then, yeah, just challenge for the centre immediately. Knight forward was a mistake. It just gives our opponent all the initiative. All that centre control. Our knight's been driven back to a poor square. You can see white's just getting better and better and better here. Then I should have dropped this knight back instead of bringing this knight across. Yeah, it was okay to take in. You generally take in towards the centre if you can. And I'm just trying to open some files up here. And straight away, yeah, I should have just pushed the pawn and blasted it all open. But it's still actually level here. So we've then gone wrong here. We should have taken the pawn and then pushed up, I guess. That would have given us a nice solid position instead of what we ended up with here. And again here, I should have dropped the knight back. So all these trades are much better for white, plus 2.2. But then it suddenly turns. And now we're back to level again. And that's the blunder, but I shouldn't have played pawn up here. I should have played f5. Okay. So that's a blunder. And we're just struggling, aren't we? And again, that's another blunder as well. Now it's 2.3. And that's another blunder. I'm just looking for any sort of counterplay. Oh, there was a sack here. So the rook, there must be a triangulation with the rook. If you take... there's bishop takes here. King takes, what is it? I don't see it. I don't see it at all. King takes, and then the calm rook to e8. You just give up the bishop for the pawn here, and then the very calm rook to e8. Wow. That I did not see. Okay, that's fair enough. So that's why I blundered on -5. And here we're just praying for miracles, aren't we now? -4 still here. Yeah, and he should have gone here instead of here. So that's a blunder, and it's suddenly back to level. And then, thankfully, for the rest of the game, I'm no worse. We managed to pick that pawn up, so we're still level here. Then he just simply stepped onto the wrong square and is just losing. You've got to drop back and give up the queen for the rook. And then it's just a checkmate from here. So we're extremely lucky with that. It still hasn't finished up, but we know what it's going to be. It's just going to be a flat line there. So I'm not sure what the actual figures are there. It'll update eventually. So it is what it is.